dear. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. It is almost Christmas, and I still haven't gotten around to doing a video for you guys of what Christmas fidget toys I have already. It's the same Christmas toys that I've had all year because I haven't gotten any new ones yet. But, you know, for those who haven't been with us and have not seen last year's video, I don't even remember doing a video last year on fidget toys. It might help to show what I have. So, let's get to it. And yes, I did make this deer hat. Isn't it adorable? I didn't make it recently. I made it several years ago. I don't know why the one horn is going wonky. It never did that before. Probably because I washed it and it didn't dry right. But yeah, but I made it several years ago on my loom. I have a special loom that uh, that's like for like tubes, making tubes. That I made the horns with. That's actually how I made my unicorn hats. I used to make all kinds of cutesy hats like this all the time. And what's more festive than a deer hat a few days before Christmas, right? What's more festive? And I'm sorry I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I'm actually doing this one at night because I've been very sick lately. And the reason for that is, well, there's a few reasons for it. One, weather in the winter. Because I have fibromyalgia. When it gets cold out and it gets snowy out, my body doesn't like to work and function as well as usual. It tends to put me in a season-long flare. So it becomes increasingly more difficult for me to physically function throughout the entire winter season. On top of it, I've been having a lot of issues with sleep. Last night, specifically last night was more, I just had insomnia. I could not fall asleep for anything. I tried all of my tricks and nothing worked. And I just could not fall asleep. And then when I went to take a nap today, my neighbors pulled their crap and blared really loud bass next door to my house for hours. So loud that it shakes shakes my house so hard that my dishes fall out of my cupboards. I have switched out the dishes in the open cupboards that don't have doors with that's Sam letting me know to check my food card because I get my food stamps tomorrow. But I did switch all of my dishes out in my open cupboards because I do have cupboards that don't have doors. Unfortunately, the house came how it came. I have a curtain over that one. So I switched out all the glass in there and put plastic stuff in there instead. Trying to, I mean, there is no system now because all the glass is with the glass and the plastic is with the plastic. So if I want something specific, I don't know where the hell it is because it's all wonky now to keep my stuff from getting broken by my neighbors. But that's not really the bigger problem with causing me physical ailments with the bass. The problem with the bass is that when they play bass around my house like that, it shakes the whole house, which in turn shakes my body, and then it makes me feel like I'm being tased, and then I cannot move for several hours at all. So, and this time, because I was already exhausted to begin with, I had been in and out of consciousness all day long. I would start to wake up to a little bit, but the little bit I could wake up throughout those several hours was like locked in syndrome. I could not move. All I could do is lay there and then pass out again. It's a nightmare, and nothing gets done when this stuff happens. Um, like I said, even even when I'm not tired, blaring that bass around my house like that, it knocks my makes my body unable to move at all for the entire day. Trying to recover from it. So it's not just it knocks me out and makes me pass out. Even when I'm not tired, it'll still make me completely and utterly immobile. So I mean, enough is enough with that shit. And then also I had a problem with uh for some reason increased Humana and solicitor calls um the last couple of days. Solicitors called me 70 times the other day while I was sleeping, and the phone ringing over and over and over and over again for many hours straight uh, just kept knocking me out. I would wake up to the sound of the phone with not enough sleep in my system, and it would just knock me back out. So I spent many hours in and out of consciousness with locked in syndrome when I could wake up just to pass out again because of those nonstop soliciting phone calls. It turned out that one specific number called me 40 times in succession because I didn't answer. So they just kept calling. That is pretty freaking persistent. I did block those numbers, all the numbers that had called that day. And then Sam had suggested that I turn my volume off at night, so I'm doing that now. And that seems to have helped so far. I did get a notification 4 times today that block numbers tried to call and were blocked. So, and it said 3 block numbers tried to call and were blocked on all 4 times that it notified me. I don't know how people think that someone's going to answer the phone when you call them 40 times and just like listen to them with their spiel without getting bitched out, cuz I don't know a person in the world that would sit there and put up with that and be like, "Look, stop fucking calling me." Yeah, right. And if you guys are wondering why my hair is wet, the reason why my hair is wet is because I just got out of the shower. So, again, I get food stamps tomorrow, so Sam was planning on taking me to the store. So, I'm not going to the store dirty. So, if I got to do a video with wet hair, at least it's clean, right? Rather it be wet and clean than not. But anyway, I hope you guys like my hat. But yeah, so a lot of issues with trying to get enough sleep and trying to physically be able to function with other situations, making it pretty much impossible. And then I had another issue where Siren, after having taken him out to go potty, I had not gotten enough sleep that night. So I had gone back to bed, and this was the same day as the 70 calls, and my neighbors blew up the whole area with bass that day too. I believe I didn't wake up until I think it was like 4 in the afternoon or something like that. It was pretty late, and I mean that's pretty ridiculous to for me to get so little sleep and be so physically damaged from their base, and solicitors calling nonstop, and Siren acting like a turd after I already let him out. He doesn't like to be put back in his cage after going potty. He's ready to just roam the house and just lay around and whatever. It doesn't seem to register to him that he's still laying whether he's locked in or not, but once he's up for the day, he wants to stay up for the day. So he throws a bitch fit about being put back in, but I can't trust him when I'm in bed. So, if I'm in bed, he might climb on something and pee on it, or he might eat my curtains, or whatever, or he might come in my room and try to lay on top of me. And I'm sorry, but I am a tiny woman and he is a big dog, and I cannot handle him laying on top of me. So, um, or he might try to start shit with the cats. So I mean, he can't be trusted outside of the cage if he's not being watched. Um, so if I know I didn't get enough sleep and I'm going back to bed for what was intended to be like an hour at most, you know, I expect him to shut the hell up and let me sleep so it can be an hour and not turn into 4 hours between him, the phone, and my neighbors. Like, my God. But anyway, if I'm not getting enough sleep and my body's already in hell from the weather and my neighbors are pulling shit to terrorize me and make sure that I can't move. It's hard enough to move during the winter for me as it is without them pulling their bullshit with the base. I don't know what their problem is, but I really wish they would just stop. I also had another problem last week where my water went out. My pipes froze, and I thought, that it was because I didn't leave them dripping. Um, so I went outside, to thaw them. Turned out that the neighbors had pulled down the skirting around around where the pipes hook up to the water heater, um and smashed them down to the ground so that they could not be put back up. So they would stay down, you know. So every pipe underneath my house was frozen because they did that intentionally. I mean, you can't pull down someone's skirting and then walk on it and run over it with a mower to flatten it down to like completely flat to the ground by accident. That's something that can only be done intentionally to screw with someone. Now, I don't know why the hell they feel the need to screw with me, because I have made it very clear that I want nothing to do with any of them. I don't talk to them. I don't go over to their houses. I don't associate with them. I stay in my house and I mind my business, and I don't have anything to do with them. So why they are going out of their way to terrorize me, I don't know. I did kind of like manhandle it to try to get it back in there. It's not a permanent solution. It needs to be fixed. None of my skirting was pulled off when I moved in. None of it. So, that's very frustrating that it went from, the skirting being the only thing that didn't need fixed to now the skirting needing fixed just like everything else. And badly, because they ripped it off really bad all over the place on my house. So, yeah, it's bad. But when I moved in, there was no skirting pulled off anywhere. There was no issues with my skirting. It was the only thing that wasn't wrong with the house. So that's another issue that I had this month. It's pretty frustrating. Another issue, and this is why I didn't actually get around to doing videos for Saturday and Sunday last week, because it messed me up so bad that I couldn't function. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do a video for you guys. It really got in my head and really got to me mentally and emotionally, and I don't know how to deal with it. So, on my way out of check-in last week, on my way out the door, one of the officers at the the thing where they wand you and make sure you don't have any weapons on you. I know what it's called, but I'm having brain fart right now. But anyway, on the way out the door, he screamed at me, and he stopped me and started terrorizing me for my disabilities and would not let me leave. He's sitting there interrogating me over my disabilities, harassing me at the door. I mean, he wasn't at the door. He was still over by, the thing. And I was at the door trying to leave, and he's sitting there screaming across the room at me, literally screaming at me, that I need to not bring my dog in there anymore because he's my service dog. I need him, and he knows this. He legally can't tell me I can't bring him in there, because when I go in there and Siren senses that specific cop there, he starts to prance, because Siren senses something not right with him. Siren doesn't do this with anyone else. Okay, he's done it with one other person, but she molested him. So, pretty clear that Siren can sense bad people. So, he doesn't do it with anybody else except for the girl who molested him, who he doesn't see anymore, and this one cop that terrorizes me every time I see him there. Every single time. So he terrorizes me over my dog, who only prances when he sees him. And it's not like he's doing anything wrong. He's not failing at his job in any way. He's still holding me up. He's still listening to my commands. He's just kind of getting scared and nervous and starts prancing, because he does not trust that police officer. He does not trust him. And honestly, I don't blame him. I don't trust him either. I get bad vibes from him too, and every time I'm there, he terrorizes me. So clearly, our vibes are right. Because if someone's going to terrorize you for having your service dog, when they know that it's your service dog, and the dog isn't barking, he's not failing at his job in any way, he's doing everything the way he's supposed to, aside from prancing a little bit because he's nervous around that one guy. He doesn't even bark. He's never barked in his life. Like, this dog doesn't bark. He doesn't do anything wrong. The only thing he does wrong is he prances a little because he's nervous around that guy. So, he's terrorizing me about that, and then he's terrorizing me about the fact that I smell like pee when I go in there, because I have overactive bladder and I walk there, and I have to wear pads to get there so I don't pee myself completely. I mean, why would I not smell like pee if I have to walk there and I have overactive bladder and bladder reflux disease? I have bladder reflux disease and overactive bladder. I was born with them. They are birth defects. Those are disabilities. You cannot terrorize someone for their disabilities. It is discrimination against their disability. It is illegal. And it is abusive. And having someone scream at me that I'm stinking up the whole building with my overactive bladder and bladder reflux disease, and that I need to take care of my hygiene, screaming it at me from across the room while I'm trying to leave, and terrorizing me over having my service dog, that is not only abusive, but illegal. It is incredibly abusive and illegal. And to be perfectly honest, I don't really want the whole world to know that I have those issues, you know, when I'm having those issues. I would like, if someone smells that on me, to be discreet about it and be like, "Hey, you know, you might want to change your pad the next chance you get, because you kind of smell like you had an accident. I don't want to embarrass you, but just to let you know, um I don't want you to feel embarrassed, but you might want to change your pad." Can't people be more respectful like that? Sam is. I mean, why do people got to go out of their way to terrorize somebody for having a disability that is incredibly, unbearably embarrassing to begin with? And think about how you guys would feel, right? Um, if someone walked up to you and you had an accident and you were already prepared for it because you had a pad on, but someone walked up to you and was like, "Hey, I want to let you know you smell like pee," you know, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, thank you. I'll take care of that as soon as I can." But if somebody is like, "You smell like piss, you're stinking up this whole place, you need to take care of your hygiene issues, this is unacceptable," you're gonna feel broken and hurt and abused, and you're gonna have issues with that for the next few weeks from that one issue, because they didn't say it politely. They didn't come to you and be like, "Hey, I want to let you know, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but," I mean, even then it's embarrassing, but at least you know that they're trying to help. They're not trying to judge you and abuse you for it. They're trying to help you. So, I mean, it's still embarrassing and it still hurts, but at least the polite way isn't abusive. It's not going to traumatize you for the next several weeks and make you in terror of seeing that police officer again, like I'm feeling right now. So that's another reason why I haven't done videos for the last few weeks, because I'm not in the I was not in the right headspace, and it messed me up so bad that I physically could not function. So it really messed me up. I'm in terror of seeing him next month. I am really afraid that he's gonna be there next month and he's gonna start this shit all again. I've been having nightmares about it, to be perfectly honest. I've been waking up in a cold sweat from nightmares about this cop terrorizing me as I'm walking out the door yet again over my disabilities. Like, I mean, that's not okay. You can't treat people like that. I mean, what makes people think that they can treat people that way, right? But anyway, you guys aren't here to to listen to my issues and to, you know, hear me bitch, but but I wanted to let you guys know, explain why I haven't done videos a lot lately, and why I may be doing fewer videos during the winter. I will try to get videos out to you guys as much as possible, but if it doesn't happen, then that's why, because I'm just very ill during the winter, and I apologize. It's hard. It's difficult for me in the winter. But you know, I mean, winter doesn't last all year, right? It's just one season. You know, just get through it, right? We'll get through it. And I only have 3 more check-ins. 3 more months. So cross our fingers and hope that that officer is not there for the last 3 months of check-ins. Cross our fingers and hope. And then it'll all be over and I'll be free and I can go back to feeling safe and not being in constant fear of doing anything at all. I'm afraid to even see my family. But anyway, before I get into the fidget toys, I really needed a new donut pillow because my other one mysteriously disappeared out of my shed. Wonder how that happened. My couldn't possibly be my thieving neighbors stealing shit out of my shed again. Couldn't possibly. I mean, when it magically disappears from my shed, from out of a box, where it was at the bottom of the box, and I found the other pillow on the floor that was also at the bottom of the box. Couldn't possibly be my neighbors digging through my shit in my shed again. No. Nope. Couldn't possibly. I must be imagining things. It must have evaporated. The pillow must have evaporated. But anyway, these are pillows that I use for medical issues because during the winter, like I said, I'm quite immobile. And when you're immobile in the middle of winter, all winter long, your tailbone starts to hurt and you start to get some sores on your butt. So you need to have special pillows to relieve your little tush. So because I know one just isn't going to cut it, because after a while that butt pillow is going to get stinky and it's going to need a wash. You know, I mean, better to have more than one and make sure it gets washed than to have a stinky pillow under your butt every day. It's kind of gross. I would prefer to have clean stuff. I'm sorry, but it's better to have multiple things so you can have one while one's getting washed and dried, because I don't have a dryer. But so I put one in my Amazon list, and the cheapest one that I could find on Amazon was $15. But then I went to Dollar General because I was out of water and I really, really needed water and I was really thirsty and I needed it. Because I will only drink the Gatorade and the pop. Like I will only have 2 pops a day at most. And I'll only drink one Gatorade every other day. And the juice that I have in place of the Gatorade, I'll only drink that every other day. And then, there's my Miralax juice. And my coffee. And I try not to drink anything other than water more than once or twice a day. So I excessively drink a lot of water, like a lot of water, like an insane amount of water. So that's why I need to get a distiller. But I was at Dollar General picking up a bottle of water with the last bit of cash that I had in my wallet. And while I was there, I needed to pick up some spoons for my Instapot because one of my Instapot spoons was one of those really flat ones. Really skinny flat one, with the long handle, and it's really flat. It's like a wooden spoon but plastic. Looks exactly like a wooden spoon but plastic. It fell between the oven and the counter, and I'm not pulling out my oven just to retrieve a spoon. I'm sorry, nope, it's not gonna happen. And I mean, they're only $1 there, so I got 3 was it 3 or 2? I don't remember. I got a couple new spoons for my Instapot. I could go dig through my stuff at Sam's house, but we'll get around to it eventually someday at some point. But until then, I have spoons to use for my Instapot, and I needed them. So, it's nice to have what you need to cook with when you need it. But while I was there getting my jug of water and my spoons for my Instapot, I found this cute, adorable little donut kitty shaped pillow. It's a kitty and a donut. It's a kitty donut. It's a kitty donut and it's cute. I love it. And it was only $5. So I am going to get more donut pillows, obviously. But the priority was to have one to wash and one to sit on, at least. So, now that I have this one, the other one is under my butt right now, so I could show you this one. But but now that I have this one, I now have one to wash and one to sit on. At some point, I'm going to have more, and I'll have one for my bag for Sam's house to take with me wherever, when I need it. But at least now I have another donut pillow. So I was able to take the $15 one out of my cart for now, and try to put things in there that I needed more, because now that I have that one, I don't need another one quite as much. But interesting how I'm so popular right now. I just got a message from my mom. Hi, Mom. Sorry, I'm doing a video right now. But so I actually messaged her just before I started the video, so she's probably just replying. So that's my fault. But so, make some room for some other things that are a little bit more important. And to be honest, I don't have a whole lot of money to work with in the winter. So, I don't have a whole lot of money to work with at all, but we all know money gets tight in the winter. There's holidays, there's, heat. There's all the food we've got to eat to fatten ourselves up so we can make it through the winter. There's excessive things we need to pay for to winterize our home. And our the outside of our home and the inside of our home and the furnishings of our home. We need to winterize everything. Blankets, pillows, heated mats for the animals, caulking the windows, putting up things in the doorways to make them weatherized, whatever we gotta do. Buying a distiller so I can make water at home so I can have plenty to drink. That's good for any season, to be honest. The heat lamp I was going to buy, but now don't have to because Sam gave me his for the pipes underneath the house. All the things that you need for winter, it all adds up, it all adds up. But anyway, money's going to be tight, a little bit more tight than usual for the winter, because it is winter. But again, not what you're here for. Let's get to the fidget toys. Yes, I do use cheese puff bins for all of my fidget toys and my snack bins. I use them as snack bins too. So, they're very useful. Instead of throwing them out, why waste a plastic bag when I can buy them in bulk, and then use the bins for my snacks, my little snack wall. I think it makes it look very, very much like an old-fashioned candy store, putting all my bins, all my junk food in my bins, and then stacking them up on a shelf. I think it looks very much like an old-fashioned candy store. I love the look of it. I really love how old-fashioned it looks. And as long as you don't have the labels facing the front, which I could take off if I wanted to take the time to do it, I could take them off. I just don't care. Because you could just turn them around. No one cares. And if they're full enough, you're not going to see it anyway. So, and then you could put your own labels on the front if you wanted to, which I haven't gotten around to doing because I don't want to spend the money on labels right now. I have other more important things to spend money on than labeling my bins. It's not quite as important as everything else. And on top of it, I still have fines to pay. So, yeah, I've got to get all that paid. And it's not going to be all paid in time. It's going to take forever to pay everything off. But a little by little, you know, a little bit at a time, it'll get paid eventually. But priorities, you know. I've got to pay for the things that keep my home going, you know. And keep my channel going, because at some point you guys are going to be paying to take care of my home. Well, not you guys, but, you know, the views. At some point, I intend to have my channel get to 1,000 subs so that I can actually be making some form of income off of it, so I can keep my home running or fix the things in my home that need fixed. That would be very nice. If I could fix the things in my home that need fixed. You know, pay off my fines, fix the things in my house that need fixed, remodel my house, build onto my house, you know, get it all situated. That would be very nice. But anyway, Christmas fidgets. So, this used to light up, but I'm kind of actually glad that it doesn't anymore. And the reason why I'm glad that it doesn't anymore is because I have seizures. So, flashing lights and seizures. This is why I do not put flashing lights on my Christmas tree when I have my Christmas tree, which I don't have room for because I need to build an addition. But anyway, so I mean, it's a Santa and it's a pop tree, and I love it. I love it a lot more now that it doesn't flash at me and make me go blind and make me have seizures. But it says Merry Christmas on it. Merry Christmas. I don't know if you guys can see that. Merry Christmas. And it's Santa. And it's got a carabiner on it. I don't know why I put a carabiner on it. I don't remember. And then we have this blow bubble snowman. These are very good for physical therapy when you have like hand issues. I'm not supposed to use stuff like this because my hand issue is more of a I shouldn't be using it at all kind of situation instead of a I need to use it more to make it work better kind of issue. When you have when people have strokes or they have other hand issues, stuff like this is very useful, and it's cute. I mean, look at it. It's cute. It's cute, and it's very useful for exercising your hands when you have hand strength problems. So these are very good for physical therapy. They're not just adorable and fun to play with. They're also great physical therapy. Alrighty. And then we have a reindeer poppet ball. And it's green and blue. Isn't it cute? The thing I don't really like about poppet balls is you can't really pop all of the bubbles. And sometimes you can't pop more than one or two. And I mean, but I do like squeezing them and having everything pop back out. I mean, that's entertaining. But, and they are adorable. But, again, what I don't like about round poppet balls is you can never pop more than like a few. And they don't stay in there. And it's not as satisfying. But I do like Pop-It balls. If you can get them in, if you can get some of them in, the squeeze and the sound of the pops is pretty satisfying. But this one did have a carabiner, but one of my, I think it was either one of my nieces or one of my nephews, was playing with my fidget toys on Christmas a couple years ago. I think my sister handed them over to them and just let them play with them, which, you know, would be nice if she would have asked. I don't mind if kids play with my fidget toys as long as they don't break them. And and you know, asking is a thing, and making sure your kids don't break my very expensive stuff is a thing, you know? So when her kids ripped the carabiner off and then was like, "Oh, well, I thought it was for them because it's a toy." When she knew it was mine, she saw me pull it out of my bag. She saw me playing with it. She heard me say that I needed them to deal with being there because I have a hard time being around my family. They can be very abusive. Another thing that's really cute about this is this one, the nose. It pops out. It pops out. Isn't that cute? Yeah. I mean, when anytime someone pulls stuff out of their bag and you see them and that you hear them say that it's theirs, before letting your kids screw with it, it's common sense to ask first and to make sure that your kids don't destroy that other person's things. I mean, even if it belonged to one of the other kids, you know, your kids break someone else's shit, you replace it. Doesn't matter who it belongs to. A kid or an adult, your kids break someone else's shit, you replace it. You don't blow it off like it was no big deal. That's unacceptable. But anyway, yeah. She acts like she thinks she's better than everybody. My sister, yeah. Because she does. She thinks she's better than everybody. She's snooty like that. Then we have this, now if I remember correctly, all of these I got from Mrs. Bench. This I got from, trying to remember the name of the place now. I know what it's called, but, Walgreens. I got this from Walgreens. I think it was not last year, the year before that, I think it was. So I got this from Walgreens, this cute little snowman, and it has glitter and water beads in it. So it's glitter and water beads, and I really like him. Now, some people don't like glitter and water bead squishies because they feel that they're lazy and kind of overdone. But I like them. And some people don't like them, like having them when you have pets. Here's an idea. Don't leave your fidget toys around your pets. Don't leave them laying out. I mean, kids, I understand. If you've got kids and you don't want, you know, them leaving them out around pets, kids will do that. Kids will leave their crap laying all over. I mean, it is what it is. We all know how kids are. It's not like I don't have a kid. Just because you don't live with me doesn't mean I don't know how they are. I know. But when you live alone and you're an adult, you're gonna know to pick your crap up. So just don't leave it laying around where your pets can get to it. And teach your pets not to get into your stuff. Just like your kids. I mean, it takes a lot longer to train a kid than it does to train an animal, but it can be done. I mean, it takes a few years to train a kid not to touch your shit. It takes like a few months to train an animal not to touch your shit. So, alrighty, and then, I have another one in there. There's this one. This one's a reindeer. I wanted to get all of them, but I didn't have enough money to get them all. I think there was also a Santa and a Christmas tree. I wanted those ones too, but my two favorites, the snowman and the reindeer, right? I mean, that one's got red glitter and beads, but I don't know. I like the water beads. I do. I like the water beads. And it's such a happy little reindeer. Look at it. It's a chunky, happy little reindeer. It's chunky. It's cute. I like it. And then, I mean, this is more Disney than holiday, but I mean, it's Sven from Frozen. And his head is squishy. But he is a reindeer. So, I mean, he counts. He counts as Christmas. He's a reindeer. Sven's a reindeer. So, yeah. That I got from Meyer. And then I've got all of these little Christmas, well, not really little, giant Christmas mochis. And I love them. And some of the paint is starting to come off because I washed them a lot. Because I like my stuff clean. And sometimes they, even in the bins, they will get dusty. So, you know, I gotta wash them every once in a while. Make sure everything's clean. So, I love mochis. I especially love these giant mochis because they're like a ball in themselves. And I love fidget balls. I love them. Because, you know, there's nothing more satisfying than feeling something squishy in your hand, just squishing around in your hand. Like, it's so satisfying. I love it. I love these. And we got the Christmas tree, and we got the candy cane, and we got a stocking. I love how even the inanimate objects have like faces. We've got Santa. And then we've got handsome little elf. And then we've got a snowman. I don't know why there's white on its hat. I think that was just like a paint mishap. But you know, it happens. I'm not butthurt about it. And then we have, and I did get all of those mochis from Mrs. Bench. This I also got from Mrs. Bench. It's a little squishy ball with water beads in it, with those little hairs on them. Those little stretchy silicone hairs. I love these. These are so fun to play with, and they're so soft. They actually feel like fur. I love it. And it's super squishy. I'm pretty sure some of these broke last winter. Yeah, there's a broken one in there. Because it got frozen while I was outside waiting for, I believe I was waiting for Mom. I was outside waiting for Mom to come. And it got frozen. And some of the water beads popped. But it's okay. It's okay. Now, if these get too sticky for you, if any of the mochis or any of the stress balls get sticky for you, a little bit of cornstarch will clear that right up. Just, just powder everything with cornstarch and just rub it, and, just kind of, where's a mochi? Just kind of rub it, with cornstarch and squish it and rub it with cornstarch. And you won't even be able to tell that it's got anything powdery on it from looking at it. but it'll be so much less sticky and it'll be so much easier to play with without concern of getting hair on it or dirt or whatever. And then we have this Christmas infinity cube. It's got Santa on it, Christmas tree, a house. There's a snowman. There's a penguin. And it's super cute. And it says Merry Christmas on it in multiple places. Alrighty then. But I absolutely adore, I love infinity cubes because these are so fun to play with, and it's like a completely mindless play. So they are really fun to play with. I love them. I absolutely love infinity cubes. These are, other than stress balls, these are one of my favorites. I do love Poppets a lot too, but they're so kind of like plain, that, you know, nowadays when you think fidget toys, you're not thinking, hey, let's get a new Poppet. Now you're thinking, what else is out there, right? But then I've got this beautiful present Poppet. I mean, like I said, I do love Poppets. And it pops really, really nice. This is one I got from Mrs. Bench. I believe this was in one of the calendars that I bought from her, if I remember correctly. A lot of my Christmas fidgets were either in a Christmas pack or were in that calendar. I'm pretty sure this, I know this was in that calendar. I'm pretty sure, actually, I think all of the other fidgets that I got from Mrs. Bench were in the Christmas pack, including this one. This is supposed to be a little penguin. Little blue penguin. So, so that was in the Christmas pack. This was in the calendar. Actually, I think this was actually the only Christmas thing in the calendar when I got that calendar. She has updated her calendar since then. I just haven't been able to afford to buy anything in the way of mystery packs or advent calendars from her lately. It's not really that I don't want to buy from her. It's just I don't have the money right now. So I've been kind of focusing on what I can afford from Amazon. Pay one place for everything and just work with it. But I will eventually start buying from Mrs. Bench again from her shop, fidgettoysplus.com. She has her own real live shop now in person. I think that's like, I don't know where that's at actually. I have no idea where she lives. But she does have a real shop now, on top of her online shop. So she's got a lot of stock to work with. So she's not just packing stuff by herself anymore. But I will get back to buying from her eventually when I can afford it. But for now, you know, work with what I've got and buy what I can from Amazon. And, you know, make videos from what I have. But that, my friends, that is all of my Christmas fidgets so far. We're not done. We're not done buying more Christmas fidgets. We are going to buy more Christmas fidgets when I have more money to spend on it. And to be perfectly honest, I feel that advent calendar should be an all year round thing. So if they're still in stock after Christmas, I will still buy them if I have the money for it. So I don't think that they should be only Christmas thing. I mean, people want big packages full of presents with surprises on each day, like all year round. Anyway, you know, who doesn't want to open a big box that has like numbers all over it, like all at once in one day, like all year round? Who wouldn't want that? I want that. I would love to open advent calendars all year round. That sounds like fun for me. So, and I mean, things don't always have to be Christmas themed, and even if they are, you know, it'll just give me more stock to show you guys next Christmas. Right? So, there's no wrong there. There's no bad. So, I mean, if there's more advent calendars after Christmas and I can afford them, I will buy them. And to be perfectly honest, most advent calendars don't have all only Christmas themed stuff. So, there's no reason to only sell them only around Christmas. You know, like jewelry advent calendars. Obviously, there wasn't only Christmas themed jewelry in there. I mean, there was, I don't think I remember anything in there being Christmas themed, to be honest. There's a lot of stuff that you can get in advent calendars that's not remotely Christmas themed. And I mean, sometimes they'll put some Christmas themed stuff in there, but most of it, the stuff in there would not be Christmas themed. So to be perfectly honest, I think they should sell them all year round, and I would love to open them all year round. So, you know, as long as they're still available online and I have the money to pay for them, I will buy them all year round if I can, if they'll let me. and if I can afford it, I'll do it. That would be fun. But anyway, that's what I've got for our Christmas fidget toys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry about the venting. I'm always sorry about the venting. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. And please come back and watch me again. And if you guys haven't noticed, I have my big ol' I forget what he's called. Polar bear. I have my polar bear clean and dry and up here. Hello. This is my polar bear. I was intending on pulling him out earlier for earlier videos when I pulled out everything else, but somehow he got dirty in the box and he needed washed. So he got washed and now he's clean. So he's up there with my blue reindeer and my little blue reindeer and my my Grinch. My blue reindeer and my Grinch. Aren't they cute? And of course, we've got my snowflake pillow, which might stay out for a little bit longer. Because, you know, all winter is snowflake season. We've got, oh, it's upside down. My Merry and Bright pillow. I have way more Christmas decor in storage. We're over at Sam's house, where I don't have any idea what box it's in. And then we've got my Christmas kitty pillow blanket that folds into itself. We've got my holiday themed plaid blankets. And I mean, I guess Sharon's poop and puppy kind of counts as you know, wintry and Christmassy and holiday, because it is a husky. So I guess, like, I have living decor in my house 24/7 for Christmas. I have a husky. Right? I mean, and I have like all year round living Halloween decor too, because I have like 3 Bombay cats. So, you know, I love me my Bombay kitties. They're handsome boys. But anyway, if yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching. And if nobody has told you today, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are needed, and don't let let anybody tell you any different. You are definitely enough and perfect the way you are. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful Christmas. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.